That's your siren, and we are underway in this huge Heidelberg Golf Club Division 3 top of the table clash between the Fitzroy Stars and Old Paradians. The first tap, bustling his way through, was Philp. And he's given away the free kick. No, in fact, he's won the free kick early against Jai Burns. So here's Philp. He's going to go towards the broadcast side, and a short kick is marked by Sean Desmond. He wants to chip it a bit further ahead, and it's a good mark to O'Sullivan. Expect him to get plenty of the ball this afternoon. O'Sullivan right in front of the Fitzroy Stars bench. He's just going to chip a short one as well. This is Cooper. Still a fair way out from goal is Tom Cooper. He's going to send this one inside 50. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of the Stars here. The ball does hit the deck. Franz is one of the options, going in hard as well. On that occasion was Luciani. He's happy to hold things up. We'll get another stoppage. So we're inside 50 here for the Raiders. Of course, very early in this contest. Umpire will take the ball and the Rucks will go at it again. Here's Lionel Proctor. Unable to get a clean look at it. Ball go out of bounds for a boundary throwing.
Looks like they're playing 3 rucks today, Old Parade, and Gilmore, their main one, started in the centre bounce. He's already gone forward, and France is playing in the ruck now.
So Franz got the tap on that occasion. And again, the boundary line beats all comers. So
my bad, Gilmore's sitting at the in the back line, not in the forward line.
Yeah, it's just that extra play out in case the ball does move quickly away from that Stars defence. So again, ball gets tossed up. Norris is at the back of that pack, unable to get a look at it, and then the Stars will in fact clear it away, although the kick was smothered. And then in the end, they didn't dispose of the footy correctly, so it's an early win here for the visitors, and it's going to be Lockie Murdoch who's going to have a look from a 45-degree angle. He's only about 25-30 out, and Murdoch for the first of the afternoon. He's kicked 41 senior goals in 163 senior games, so playing a bit more midfield today, but not typically known to get on the scoreboard. This will be an important one to start, and he does get it. And there's your first of the afternoon, courtesy of one of their vice-captain in Lockie Murdoch. And the Raiders get on the board to start this contest. They're 1 straight 6. The Stars are yet to score. We're 2.25 minutes into the opening term.
Already they got the game on their terms from that free kick to Philp off the wing for the Raiders. They're able to get their chip mark game going slowly into their forward 50. Couple stoppages and then great forward pressure leads to their first goal of the day. Fitzroy Stars haven't had a look of it disposal-wise, I don't think, really, to start off this game, and haven't got close to their own forward 50 ever since the centre bounce. So we'll go back in the middle. Gilmore will do the ruck work against Alan Morris. Morris runs over it, isn't able to get the tap, finds its way out to Cooper, then O'Sullivan, and now Murdoch. The first goal scorer of the afternoon is able to get the centre clearance, and it's a nice one. He gets a nice kick up to half forward. I think it's Jones. Is able to get a quick spearing kick in towards Kerr. He couldn't take the mark, then is able to handball it out into space for a teammate. Doesn't work. Fitzroy Stars applying the defensive pressure to be able to win it back, and they will. Through hands, they're able to clear it until it's tackled by France, who's able to get or give away a free kick, a dumping tackle in the end.
No, I think you were right the first time. No, it was holding the footy, called by the umpire. Great pressure there from the big man.
Throwing his weight around early. Had already had a couple of ruck stoppages inside his own forward 50, and now he will have the opportunity at his first goal of the afternoon. Louis Franz. 24 goals to his name in his career. This one won't be number 25 as it hangs out to the right-hand side, and is the first minor score of the afternoon. 1-1-7 Old Parades. Fitzroy Stars yet to score.
So the Stars will look to rebound, and they'll start early. That kick didn't get all the way to Lovegrove Hudson, so he was under a bit of pressure and got it back to where he came from. And now the Stars finding themselves under all sorts of scrutiny here. Lovegrove Hudson wanted to fake the handball, but ended up getting it to Dow eventually, and the Stars are going to run their way out of the defensive 50. They've got the kick out wide. Mark not taken by Carp, and he picked up instead now by Heath Phillips, who handed it off to a teammate in Philp and was able to send it towards half forward. The mark now taken by Lamers, one of the late inclusions for the Raiders this afternoon. His kick to O'Sullivan, not 15. He's able to sell the candy, and then he just measures himself and kicks a ripping goal. And the stand-in captain makes it 2 straight for the visitors. They're 2-1-13 now. Fitzroy Stars yet to score, and this is great. The forward pressure here from the Raiders has allowed them their first 2 goals.
It's a real team defensive mindset. You can see some of the defenders, well, you can't if you're listening on the radio and you're not here, but there's defenders coming up higher up the ground to really apply that front press pressure, which is forcing Fitzroy Stars into mistakes that they probably would call uncharacteristic. They're forcing turnovers, and so far, to the Raiders' credit, 4 inside 50s, 3 scores for it, so they're putting it on the scoreboard as well. Let's go back in the middle. Gilmore's able to win it down, not to a teammate, as Fitzroy Stars are able to kick it forward. Don't get the clearance, though, and now they do. So they'll look towards goal. This is the closest they have been to it. Winning the ball first and getting taken to ground immediately was Phillips. They're able to still find a way to get it forward, only as far as Nelson, who's come off half-back and won it and kicked it only as far as Sam Gilmore. For Old Parade, he wasn't able to take the mark. Still able to get a handball out wide to Desmond, who goes wider for the Raiders, who will just take their time here deep in their back line. I think this is O'Sullivan with it again. And he goes long, tries to go down the line. It's going to work in the end as it was smothered off his boot. Finds a teammate, and they'll go up towards centre wing, coming over from nowhere, getting the intercept as Kane Proctor to fist that out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And this is probably the best Fitzroy Stars have looked when it comes to getting the game on their terms.
6 minutes into the opening term. The Raiders lead by 13 points. They've kicked all scores so far in this quarter. Rucks go at it. Gilmore had no problems. Got the two-handed tap. O'Sullivan in there, and then the Stars, well, very aggressive tackle, but umpire will call for it. So we're on the pavilion end, almost true centre wing. Early in this contest, again, Gilmore, no problems, looking straight for O'Sullivan, who's able to burst away from the pack. Got a chipping ball down the line, and Rufus Jones takes a simple mark. Still a fair way out from goal is Rufus Jones, who's already gotten a bit of it in this game. He sends it deep inside 50, a few options, but a pushing free kick is going to work for Old Paradians. No, the ladder. The Stars will be able to reset. And they'll grab this footy back. So they've got it in their defensive pocket. It's in the hands of Gordon Bamblett. Of course, former Northcote Park man. Made his way over to the Stars. He's handed it off to a teammate, and the Stars, they go down the line here. Gilmore was the flyer. There was a few flyers in the end in that contest. One of them was Tyson Pickett, and then spills away to River Carpenter, who wants to go inboard with the kick, and Jetta takes the mark as there's a man down for Old Paradians. Now he finds Burns. Burns wants to go inside 50. The target was Pickett again. He still lands for a couple of Stars. A handball all the way out of defensive, or forward 50, I should say. Lionel Proctor over to Alex Williamson. He's outside 50 and has 3 to beat, and they have to retract all the way back to centre wing on the broadcast side. Then a booming kick coming here from Michael Brown. Here's where the Flyers come. Farrant was one of them, didn't take the mark, and it immediately tackled was Declan Brunskill. And they'll call for a ball up inside 50 for the Stars.
It's a long sleeve brigade all teaming up there, just not being able to get inside forward 50 until they were able to. Gilmore wins it out of the ruck for Old Parade, and thanks to the run of O'Sullivan, who's already started off so hot, is able to help Old Parade exit their D50. Gets a kick up to Merkel. Just in front of us and goes long down the line to a 2-on-1. Coming in with vicious force and doing well is Thomas to kill the play. Now having it all by himself is Lionel Proctor. He goes the inside 45 in the middle of the ground. It's going to work as he finds Jordan Proctor, who goes wide, very wide.
To Kane Proctor.
Well, there you go. There's all the Proctors out there today, all teaming up together. Kane Proctor's kick up the line isn't going to work. That's because it wasn't to a Proctor. It was to Wangadeen instead. It'll fall out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
You did say it was, 1 in 7, 1 in 8 chance of calling.
I didn't know it was 3 in a row. Didn't know that was going to happen.
We could see that combination work quite a bit throughout this afternoon. Lionel to Jordan to Kane. We get back in the middle. Punching it in the ruck on that occasion was Sam Gilmore. Picked up by Josh Wanganeen. He's handball to a teammate in Jordan Proctor. Didn't quite get to him, but he's caught high anyway. So Jordan Proctor will reset centre wing out of pavilion side. He wants to go corridor. That's always a dangerous kick. The intercept comes from Merkel, who's held up just a touch and then quickly centres it inside 50. Mark dropped, but still in the Raiders' possession. Kerr came in hard, lost the footy, and the Stars now bringing the pressure of their own. They win it back. They're just ahead of centre half back, and then Kerr just returns the favour. Umpire said he came off his line, and Kerr was quick to it. Was able to win the footy back, and now the dangerous forward has it. He's probably still a touch too far out to score. Man on the mark's right, either right on the paint or just inside 50. And Lockie Kerr is looking for his 22nd senior goal of the season. It's been very important for them throughout 2024. And Kerr now almost directly in front, but he's a fair way out. Not too much of a wind advantage for either side to speak of here. As Kerr comes in with the right boot, is that going to get to the line? A lot of players around the goal line. Out the back, is there still a chance? Franz had his hands onto it. Umpire says it was all clear, rushed through. And the visitors move to 2-2-14. Fitzroy Stars are yet to score. We're now 10 minutes into the opening term of the match of the day in Heidelberg Golf Club Division 3.
So they'll take the kick out the Fitzroy Stars for the second time today. Neville Jetta has it in his hands now at right half back for the Fitzroy Stars. Looking for players to go up the ground and make it easier for him as he goes long towards the Farrant direction. He couldn't fly it. Two old Paradians defenders were able to spoil it and be able to win possession back for themselves. Trying to pick it up but wasn't able to was Jones in the end. Helping him out on the outside and getting a kick forward is David Huntley. Only as far as the Fitzroy Stars player, who's then able to give it all the way back to Sam Gilmore at half back for the Raiders. Hesitates with the kick, then does just a little handball all the way back to his brother and Will Gilmore. And his kick, not towards a target necessarily on the full, but it will work for Phillips, whose handball is chopped off in the end by Fitzroy Stars. Farrant gets the handball off in the pocket towards Carpeny, who couldn't keep it in play with his shot. Well, he does. It's able to go through for a behind, however, and that's the Stars' first score of the afternoon.
So they're one behind. Old Paradians at 2-2-14. 11 minutes into this quarter. He's looking for Mitch Merkel. It was cut off again by the Stars. Was that on the full? No, Arby to boundary throwing that one. There's a boundary umpire right in front of the Old Paradians bench. Of course, Coach Ben Turner in his first season as senior coach of the club. Of course, a great NFL history, as we know. Gilmore getting the tap over James Dow, doing some ruck work. A big height disadvantage there for the Stars. As the umpire will call for another boundary throw-in. So 11 and a half minutes gone in this opening term. It's Murdoch now getting the job on Jai Burns. So one to keep an eye out for throughout the afternoon. Gilmore's tap was looking for Murdoch. A lot of plays around this footy as it hits the deck. Umpire will call for it again. So after a slow start, the Stars are just starting to get themselves into this game. And now Jai Burns and Noah Whittle having a few words to say. So interesting one there is, in the meantime, the tap coming from Tyson Pickett doing some ruck work now. The handball chain works and they continue to move that forward here. The Raiders, although they're under pressure, Merkel didn't get the bounce he wanted. Now the Stars come in numbers, but they've given away the three. No, umpire said it was a throw in favour of the home side. So this is Kane Proctor now with the footy in hand. He's about 75 out from goal, almost right in front of our commentary position here on the outer side. Kane Proctor in the bright green boots with the left foot sent it towards the pocket. Here's where a few can fly. Gilmore ended up being one and he got a hand onto it. And the ball will trickle out of bounds for a boundary throw in. It's a 13-point difference in favour of the Raiders.
Bit of spite in this. Both teams being quite physical.
They know how much it means today.
Which is good. We want to see bodies flying in everywhere. Creates a better contest.
Legally, of course.
Yes, legally. That is very true. But no matter the margin, a tough, brutal game can keep it close for longer. Gilmore in the ruck this time isn't able to tap it cleanly, which allows Farrant to collect it. He couldn't get a handball to a teammate. Still able to find its way to Proctor.
Oh, no way!
Kicks it from the boundary! Oh, what a start from Kane Proctor! And what a goal that is for the Fitzroy Stars first of the afternoon. And they're letting the opposition know about it as well. Deep in the pocket on his left. Carpeny tried it earlier, was unsuccessful, and Kane Proctor says, here, mate, I'll show you how it's done. Fitzroy Stars get there first, 1-1-7. Old Parade 2-2-14.
That's a massive goal from Kane Proctor, and what a way to get the crowd up and about as well. They conceded the first two, and you allow Kane Proctor even a little bit of space, he can certainly do some damage, and he did so on that occasion. You sort of knew that it was going through from the second and left the boot as well. It's his 9th senior goal in 2024. He's only missed one game since 2019, and that's including his time at Bundoora. Now the margin's been reduced to 7 points as Murdoch tries to get something forward, but it's cut off now by Anthony Walker. He wants to get it towards half forward. Bouncing ball. It's going to be a tough one here for Brian Hutchison to get, and he's happy to see the boundary line as a result. Yeah, that's a marvellous finish from Kane Proctor. Well called, Zach. And
he was getting a bit of attention at the stoppage previous to that, so I think he really wanted... I mean, his response to the old Paradian midfielders, he really wanted to kick that one and just show him who's a bit of boss a bit.
Gilmore got the tap, went straight to Kane Proctor, and the Stars win another clearance. Now they're going to go towards the pocket. Williamson outnumbered. Farrant came in really hard. Dow's trying to keep it forward here for the Stars. The boundary line might beat him. It does. And we just saw a goal of the year contender. We might see a market of the year contender from Patrick Farrant with the way he's flying for these footies at the moment. We saw him take a couple of rippers in Collingwood colours earlier this year in the VFL. Took a beauty at Marvel Stadium against the Bulldogs, who'll be looking to do something similar again. As nearly out of the ruck was Pickett, who's doing some work in that area of the ground at the moment to help out Alan Norris. Umpire will call for a secondary stoppage inside forward 50, and as proven this year, the Stars only need a sniff to get the ball rolling for them. And they'll be looking to do so on this occasion again. Gilmore this time gets connection with the fist and he's able to punch it through all the way out, and just getting a kick away on that occasion was Di Natale. Doesn't go to too many plays of his favour. Bodies flying everywhere here. It's one back here by the Stars. He's jetted from just outside 50. Distance might not be a problem if it gets through. Dow, it's going to work anyway. Williamson gets the goal. And 2 in a couple of minutes from the Fitzroy Stars. And this margin's back to a point. 2-1-13 are the hosts. Old Paradians 2-2-14, 15.5 first quarter.
Through a bit of physicality, Fitzroy have been able to get the game back on their terms. Elite pressure at every stoppage has been able to force a lot of turnovers, and then get looks like that where Neville Jett is stringing off half back, has a shot towards goal, and good heads-up play from Alex Williamson to know that that play would be kept alive and get himself in a position where he could kick the goal. We didn't speak about him earlier, but 20 goals in 10 games so far this season. You know, if they're able to keep a hold on Patrick Farrant and the likes of Tyson Pickett, the Raiders, they've got to watch out for Williamson, who could bob up for a couple goals as well.
So he was probably stiff not to get a Team of the Year forward, mentioned last year at Heidelberg West. I think he kicked about 30-odd goals for him that season. So certainly a dangerous forward. Now back at his home club in the Fitzroy Stars as the Raiders win another free kick, and this time it's going to be Murdoch who's had a bit of it. He sends it inside 50, cut off straight away by Jetta, who was pretty much unopposed. He's going to find Jai Burns with this kick, and he just wants to slow things down. He can switch this one across, and he's got options aplenty. Norris got the handball away. He might get it back here from Walker. He does. Norris, the big man, is able to evade a couple. He goes towards the pavilion side and is able to find a teammate in Jai Nelson. Wanted to go for the handball. Now he might have to because he's under a bit of pressure to do so. And then they spear one just outside 50. Almost picking it up on the bounce there was Ronan. Couldn't do so, but with strength got it over to Wanganeen, the milestone man. He kicks it to the pocket for Lionel Proctor, but it's just cut off in the end. And the mark's taken by Brunskill. So Brunskill in the pocket. He'll go down the line. Not many players in there. Going in hard. Front and centre was a couple of Stars. It lands for Lionel Proctor, who's now in a heap of space in the opposite boundary. He has to duck and weave through a few, but then he ran out of room and was unable to find the man he wanted. We'll have the ball up. Boundary throwing.
Good position for the Stars. Been able to get the last 2 goals on the board after the Raiders got off to the perfect start, and now they've got it deep inside their forward 50. Gilmore taps it out into space, trying to find his brother. Didn't work on that occasion. O'Sullivan will clean it up at ground level instead. Gets a little 1-2 handball, then is able to kick it up in the direction towards Merkel. Keeps it in nicely, but then he's given it to his teammate, who's tackled immediately in a crunching tackle, and it is holding the ball. It's a fantastic effort.
Kyle Thomas, exceptional.
By Kyle Thomas. He came in with ferocity with that tackle, and it did work. Gives it off to Burns. Umpire says not 15, so he has to play on quickly, and then he's able to go out wide towards Dow, who's able to keep that in play with the mark. He goes the inside 45 to the milestone man this afternoon in Wanganeen. His 100th game for the Fitzroy Stars. His short kick, to the man on the mark. So it's not going to work. It's going to be turned over. But old Parade will just say, here, have it back. Carpeney now takes the intercept mark in the middle of the ground, then goes really wide out towards Hutchinson. It's just outside half forward. He looks for Farrant. Doing well is Gilmore to be able to get in the way there and get an intercept and force that out of bounds to ensure that there's a boundary throw in deep inside Fitzroy Stars forward 50.
And it was Sam Gilmore who seems to be playing more of a defensive ruck role today, seeing as there's a few people short in that area of the ground. He's going to take this contest up against Dow. He's got the height advantage here, but the Raiders are tackled immediately, and they'll force yet another stoppage. So we're inside 50 for the Stars, who, after the opening 10 minutes, have been able to really turn this game around. Again, Gilmore winning the taps, but they're starting not to work out here for the Stars. This one's going to be rushed through, and scores are now level as we tick towards time on in the opening quarter here. 2-2-14 apiece, 19 and a quarter minutes gone. Opening terms. It's going to be Desmond, who is the usual man to kick it out. He's going to do so again. He goes to the pocket on the broadcast side. And they'll just chip it around for now. This is Will Gilmore. He can switch it through. Will it get to his teammate? It just gets there in occasion to Gleeson, who has to track back. Now Desmond, O'Sullivan, he's under pressure. Just chips it and does well. Finds Luciani right in front of his bench. Luciani, he wants to go down the line with the kick. O'Sullivan, well, didn't quite get to him. Now Rufus Jones wants to get it back to him, but it's intercepted. Stars with numbers here. Burns with the 1-2 handball. This is still working for Walker, who ran through. They decide to go towards the inboard as well. Now the Paradians can get a chance here through Zealey. Instead it's picked up by Cooper, and he's going to switch this one. It's a bouncing ball here. Trying to get this one is Dina Tale. Jetta beats him for pace, loses his footing, still does well to get the handball away to Close. Close tries to get it back to Jetta. He's able to shrug off the tackle. He's got numbers around him to help him out on this situation. This is Jordan Proctor who can get this ball towards the forward line. Bouncing one doesn't work for many Stars forwards, and Old Paradians can clean up the chipping ball. It just works for Murdoch.
So Murdoch will slow it down for Old Parade, which will work for them today if they're able to keep this game slow and stop-started and very uncontested, because it's working for the Fitzroy Stars when it's on the ground and in a contest, which they've able to do for most of this quarter. They give away a free kick on this occasion as they tried to bring that ball to ground. So Old Parade, despite a bad kick, will still be able to clear. Will Gilmore this time, his kick works up the line towards his teammate Philp. He'll go long down the line towards a contest. They'll have the numbers here, Fitzroy Stars. They do. Neville Jetta, the Lord in many cases, has been able to cut that off.
For one person.
Yes, go D's. And Jetta's kick. It's
just
not
as you
great.
said that.
I should keep
Just
my mouth
as you
shut
said
about
that, Zach. He literally gave you one turnover he's had all day, and you said it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, very funny.
Poor Neville Jetta had to play for the Melbourne Football Club and have moments like that.
The ball's
turnover leads to a stoppage.
Ball will be tossed up then. Rucks go at it. Here's Norris doing some work. Was able to get Boots a ball. It was ricocheted off a couple of Raiders. He was at the back of the pack to Cooper. His handball didn't quite get to a teammate there in Sullivan, I should say. Stars now with numbers can win it back. This is Walker. Got it away now. This is a chance here for Tchaikovsky. He's able to burst through, and so is this man. Kane Proctor from 60 metres out. He's got a vacant goal square. It won't matter. Here's Patrick Farron in action. Kane Proctor involved once again. It was vacant, that goal square, for the time being, but Farron was able to get his way to there late. He'll kick from a very tight angle, but a man of his class will have no problems with it. 3 straight goals for the Fitzroy Stars, and they now hit the front for the first time this afternoon. They move themselves to 3-2-20. Old Paradians are 2-2-14, 22.5 minutes gone in the opening term, and if Burns don't catch you, Proctor will. He's been very impressive to start this game.
I was about to say, he looks like he's going to be a handful already. His ability to work his way around midfield stoppages, get vital clearances, use his skills to his advantage by kicking goal of the years in one pocket and then bursting through inside forward 50 to give it to the best forward on the park today in Farron. He's going to prove to be a lot to deal with for the rest of this afternoon. And it's pretty good by the Stars, who, as we've said on a couple of occasions already, started off slowly. The Raiders were all over them. They've been able to work their way back into the game and now have a 6-point lead as they go back up in the ruck. Gilmore's able to win it now for Old Parade. It's a loopy handball out in the space to allow Colatillo to run onto it. He's tackled immediately low, and Kane Proctor's able to get a clearing kick out wide to his teammate in Carpeny, who on his left is able to size it up towards Williamson, goes over his head. Farron said it collected at ground level, then shovels out a handball quickly to Williamson. He couldn't take it cleanly. Will Gilmore's there to wrap him up, and giving away the high tackle free kick in the end is David Huntley from Old Parade. And taking the kick now is James Dow for the Stars, the 40-year-old who could put Fitzroy up by as much as 12 points with a kick here, which would be quite bizarre to think about after the start that the Raiders had. So James Dow, 142 games to his name. This is 143. He's got 40 goals, which is the same number of years he's been alive for. Dow goes in and makes sure that that's a goal. No problems at all. And they've kicked 4 in a row, Fitzroy, to lead 4-2-26. Old Parade 2-2-14. Just almost 24.5 minutes gone this first quarter.
Well, in what looks like a tight contest at the moment, it's the Stars that are starting, or attempting at least, to break it away. We're almost into the 25-minute mark of this opening term, but it's all the home side as we speak. As you said, Zach, 4 straight goals after the Raiders kicked the opening 2. And now a response is required from Ben Turner's men. Gilmore's going to try his best to do so, but he didn't get connection on the footy when he went to clear it, and now Norris can hand it off. He was looking for Kane Proctor. He's going to kick it himself and go towards the pavilion side because he's got Jetta, who's just racking him up for fun at the moment. His kick again not great. This time the Raiders can mop up if the handballs are good. If they're not, the Stars are relentlessly looking for this footy at the moment. Raiders trying to offer support. And I think it's going to be given back to the Fitzroy Stars. Here's Dow over to Jetta. Now on the paint of 50. Centres it here. Farrant's at the back of his pack. It won't matter. Gilmore took one over his own man in the end. And Sam Gilmore was able to get it. He's a bit sore as well, is Sam Gilmore, but he's okay. The kick, not a great one. Under pressure, here comes Pickett. Just reminding him of where he is.
I don't know about you, but if I could feel that tackle. That's how powerful it was.
That's a very impressive tackle, all legal, of course. And now he's going to do ruck work against Sam Gilmore, and then the Raiders will see this one out of bounds. They're well on top now. You think the home side, they've been playing some really good footy. As we said, they only need a little bit to get themselves in a good position, and they're snarling around for a fifth goal. Gilmore loses footy in the ruck. Dow's in there as well. Pickett applies a tackle on Whittle. And from right on the paint of 50, about 45 out from goal, we're going to have yet another stoppage. 26 and a half minutes gone. 6 goals kicked between the two sides so far. Gilmore again with the tap. He's winning him with no problems at all. Tyson Pickett handballs to himself. Almost got the 1-2 clean enough. He's still going to keep the run going. Then overran the football. In there as well is Brian Hutchison. And he almost ran to the room, but probably to the Stars' benefit. We're going to have a ball up here as it's slow to his feet. Gilmore front spots, able to push it forward almost into space. Cooper with the benefactory of it. He's just able to get boots of ball, but it's a very rushed kick, and the Stars have the numbers. Well done, Mitch Merkel. Our position in that occasion, just got to front spot at the last moment. And the key forward takes the mark well away from home, but that is very, very wide. And we were metres away from getting a football or a Sharon imprinted on our foreheads. And the Stars, with all the answers at the moment, approaching quarter time.
They are, and through their physicality and pressure, they've been forcing turnovers from the Raiders just like that. Merkel had like a curl all by himself, but wasn't able to keep it in play. So they'll get another look inside forward 50, the Stars. Proctor, he will send it in. It's the Liam variety that does it. Gilmore flies. Farron out the back. 1 grab, 2 grab. Doesn't matter how he does it. He's still able to find a way to insert himself in this game so far. And Farron will look to line up for his second and for the Fitzroy Stars' 5th in a row.
And for his, 20th goal of the season in his 4th game.
Quite remarkable. The rate he's going. Patrick Farrant, Collingwood VFL player, makes no mistake. On the siren as well, if you don't mind. And Fitzroy Stars, after going down early, have been able to storm their way back and lead at quarter time, 5-2-32. Old Parade, 2-2-14.